Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi Tron on the draw for game one. Initially, his hand looks kind of meh, but a turn 2 Tez does get to us to a Tron on 4. If we find a Tron land here, is my thought. Ooh, Fleshraker, though, is really tempting. Because we could go turn 2 Flesh and a turn 3 Tez. Or we can once again go for a turn 4 Tron. I mean, we have 2 Tezes, so we can go for 2 maps, admittedly. We also could just go for Vexing Bauble, theoretically speaking, and just see if that's worth it, but I think going for the power plant's right here. There's also a non-zero chance that we draw the tower off the top, so we'll see if that pans out. Otherwise, we'll play Tez on 2, and we'll get Tron on 4. Surveil trigger resolves. Man, I've been dead tired these last few days. This morning I had a very early meeting, at least early for me. 9 a.m. is too early for me. Looks like it might be control. Geez, found all of our mines somehow. Alright, well, let's go Ugin Lab, Imprint, Devourer. Does Tez resolve? I don't imagine no, but we'll see. Consigned to Memory main. Well, that's frightening. It'd be really cool if we could stop doing that. You know, just a thought. Who knew a 1-mana counterspell would be good? Surveil. Blood Strantiyard. And passing. So we're again going to see if we can resolve this Tezzeret for Tron on 4. We can't really do much in the way of double casting right now. That's actually perfect, though. Cast Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Because even if this gets counter, then we can land the map. Minus Tezzeret. Control. I still think go map here. We could go needle, but we'll get a backup map, basically. We'll pass. Tezzeret triggers, because I'm now a bit worried about a prismatic ending is the thought here. So the backup map should be helpful. And step fetch surveil. Red discharge target Tezzeret. Yep, that's fine. Oh, you're gonna Wrath the Skies. But you could already Wrath the Skies for 1, so I'm not sure why you would need the Galvanic Discharge. But weird, because it doesn't hit Tezzeret, right? Interesting. White, red. Unless maybe they messed up the discharge is my only thought. White, Wrath. But again, you could Wrath for 1. Because it doesn't say Planeswalkers. Yeah, each artifact, creature, enchantment. They thought it would hit Tezzeret. That's exactly what happened there. They 1000% thought it would hit Tezzeret. And now opponent's reading the card. Alright. Draw. Dismember. Another map. Trigger Tez. I am going to play mine because cracking map right now really doesn't do too much. So yeah, I'm thinking, well, I guess, you know what we could do? We could go Chalice. No, I think, I'm trying to think here. I will minus Tez. Let's start there. I'm thinking we go for Pithy Needle or Chalice. If we go Chalice, we could go map. Crack map, grab tower, play tower. And then Chalice for 2? Yeah, I think we do that. Crack map. Tower, play tower, cast Chalice for 2. And done, and pass. The next turn we have Devourer, so we can exile whatever Planeswalker they have as backup. No, this is definitely the Jeskai energy control version. So I'm pretty sure they play at least Teferi. So they wanted Teferi bounce the Chalice, that's fine. Arid Mace to the yard. We'll pass. It's unlikely they've had counter spells in hands. They likely just have interaction rotting currently. Draw. I'll play the mine. We'll pass and hold. There's no reason for me to play the Devour right now, just for it to get, you know, a 7-man for it to get countered. I'd rather save it for when it's going to be more useful. Because they also now need to fear me having a K command. Draw. Tower. It would be really cool, though, if we could draw into a threat. I'm just putting it out there. Fetch Flooded Strand. Sacred Foundry. I will note they're not playing Kahira, which probably means they're playing Nars. No, they're playing Wrath. That's right. Never mind. I was trying to figure out why Kahira wasn't here, but the Wrath alone breaks that restrict. No, it doesn't. Kahira. I guess maybe Riddler? Yeah, maybe Riddler. There's Ugin. I mean, at this point now we want to be able to double cast, so we're just going to sit. I mean, that's the best thing we can do here, just kind of sit and wait. White, red, white, red, red. Solitude. Yes. So next turn we'll double cast and attempt to exile Solitude of Devourer, see if they have a consign. That is A-okay by me. We'll take 3 down to 17. 17 all. End step. Return Devour to hand. So now we can double cast. Chalice is blocking counterspell proper. Draw. Karn. Karn's also appealing. Start the Devours, that's what they know we have in hand. You have consigned memory. You have 5 cards in hand. Unless they have 2 consigns, it's likely that the Solitude at least will be off board. There's consign, always yield. So consign number 1. Nope. And yield all. Alright, Devour down. We'll play the Mine and Ugin. Ugin target. Yield all. And you have another consign. Really? You have a 3rd consign. Main. 2 consign main already something, but 3 consign main is a bit much, don't you think? Alright. Yield to all. I suppose at that point I'll hold. We could dismember the Solitude. I'm not sure that's entirely necessary right now. Take the 3 down to 14. I need to draw into another threat, admittedly, so I can double cast again. Not really a threat, but we'll play the Tezzeret. Minus Tezzeret. Soul Guide Lantern. Cast Soul Guide Lantern. Triggers target consigned memory out of principle. Yield all. Redraw. Yep, that'll work. Devourer. Yield to all. Do you have a 4th consign? Just consult the star charts, gets countered. Doesn't matter if you kick it, it still has 2 mana value. Perfect. Cast Karn. Minus Karn. Yes, we cannot go for Liquid Metal Coating. We could go for Vexing Bauble, though. Stop Solitude, stop Force. Yeah, that is actually relevant. Also does get our Tezzeret going. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. Vexing Bauble. Bauble. No Solitude, no Subtlety. And we'll pass and hold. One, two, three. Only 3 colors, so they can't Prismatic Ending Karn. Next turn we'll go Leveler. So if they need a Solitude, they need to... I mean, they can do it on my turn, admittedly. Prismatic Ending on Tezzeret. Sure. I mean, Tezzeret's kind of served its purpose, so I'm okay with that. Tezzeret at this point is just basically deck thinning. Sea Events. Yep. And passing. So no Solitudes here. Go to combat. Attack with Devourer. Down to 14 minus Karn. For Leveler or Ballista, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it is presenting 10 damage on board, admittedly. That is kind of nice. Yeah, I'm thinking we might go Ballista, but if they counter Ballista, then it feels kind of bad. But they need a Consign to make that work. Yeah, you know what? Let's go Ballista. X equals 10. Alright, we'll hold. No reason to pop off now. I mean, they can Solitude Ballista for what it's worth. And they should definitely do it on my turn at sorcery speed, so I can't then just pump the Ballista and win. Basically, the Ballista sticks on board, we win. Bottom line. Opponents at a significant time deficit. Paying cost for what? You can Wrath for 4. I mean, I'm trying to just think at this point what the hell they have. I said they have Solitude, they need to do it now. Teferi's fine. Teferi minus? Targeting what? Chalice? Devourer. Yeah, that's fine. Lethal's still on board. Alright. Go to combat. Tis a Karn. Begin combat. Attack you. Down to 4. Save target? Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not sure what you got here. I mean, you can't play Solitude. You can't instant speed anything of relevance. Yeah, Ballista just takes over the game. Cool. So we're going to want Flute, not Bow Flute, one Flute. Let's see. Against control. Let me take a look at my sideboard guide. Tron. Should probably update these again. Cut Dismember, cut Soul Guide Lantern for Flute. Yeah, it's kind of an issue here, isn't it? We don't have much to bring in. I guess, like, we could bring in Ballista. On the draw, cut Chalice, I suppose. I suppose we can bring in the Stone Brain. Yeah, that's probably irrelevant. And then just run it back like this. I guess we don't need a soul guide, but like the benefit of the soul guide at the very least, it's a redraw. So maybe just keep it. Let's run it back. Yeah, we'll keep this. It's a turn 2 Fleshy Rake. We'll keep. We'll pass. Opponent passed their turn by accident. Big rips. We draw. Play a temple. Cast a bauble. And pass. So no solitude, no force. And pass. It is a land and draw. Unless they have an orange chant. Temple. Cast the Flesh Rake. And pass. So 1, 2, 3. Old Fountain. Why shock it though? So they can play Mindstone in the Tezzeret. Draw. Cast Mindstone. Triggers. Does Mindstone resolve? Cast Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Seems like a consign. If you're going to consign, you might as well consign the Flesh Raker trigger as well, but that's fine. Go to combat. Hit you for 3. Or hit for 2. Down to 13. Arid Mesa Fetch Surveil. It's possible their hand might be so mediocre that they really need the Surveil trigger. I don't know. And passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Eldrazi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 non-Eldrazi. Steam Vent Shock down to 10. Passing. I mean, this looks like it should just be a clean win, yeah. Trying to think what they have. Blue, red, white, Flage. Flage target Flesh Rake. Targets Flesh Rake. Yep, yield to all. That makes sense to me. So I need to draw into a threat here. Love to see something that can deal Flage and Yard, admittedly. K-Command, Karn, Soul Guide Lantern. There's a map. I will cast a map. Play the tower. And hold. Just need to draw into some threats now. We're good. You actually can crack the Mind Stone as well to draw a card. I want to hold on to the Vexing Bauble though. Elegant Parlor, Surveil. Keeps it on top. Okay. Blue, white, Quantum Riddler, Warp Trigger. Yep, that'll always resolve. And End Step Trigger. That will similarly always resolve. I will crack the map for a power plant. And crack the Mind Stone, draw a card. There's a Sire 7 Dust. Love to see that. And we draw. Mindstone. They could have a consign. That's pretty easy for them to hold up, though. I will cast the Mindstone. I will cast a... Let me actually do it this way. Sire of Seven Death. Do you have a consign in hand? You do. Alright. Yield to all. If you have a fetch, you can play Flage. We'll hold. On end step, we'll crack the Mindstone, draw a card. Oof. Arena of Glory. Alright, do you have a 1-mana spell? Discharge? You don't have enough in Yard. You need one more. Nope, you still need one more card in Yard, opponent. So if you have a Discharge, then you can get there. Yep, opponent realized. There's the Discharge. Yep. Well, second response. There's actually a weird thought here to crack the Vexing Bauble and look for a K command. That's a Karn. Unfortunate. Yes. That'll resolve. So Flage will hit me for 12. And I guess now we are a bit fragile to force. Really? Why would you not Flage there? Weird. Draw a card. Flesh Rake. Draw. Oh, once star of Flesh Rake, does Flesh Rake resolve? Does Karn resolve? No shot. Hardcast Force? Hardcast Force, okay. I was about to say, that'd be a bit surprising. Alright. Well, they can definitely haste to Flage this time. Not much we can do about that. So we're going to take 6 instead of 12 at least, though. Hasty Flage. It's Hasty Flage time. I feel like you should probably hold up a blue source, tap the Elegant Parlor instead. That's me, though. Oh, what's going on? What are you doing, and why? Okay. Yep, that seems correct. Escape the Flage. And Helix, target, Flesh Rake. Yep. Yield to all. Then you'll attack. You'll Helix a spawn. In response, we'll sack so you don't gain life. We'll pass in full. Alright. Take 6 down to 14. 2 cards in hand, draw. Map is not what I was hoping for, I'll be real. I will play the map. You know what, I probably should have held the map. There's an instance where Ugin into map is relevant. So we're gonna take 9 down to 5. Yeah, the Flash will turn things around. So Soul Guide's actually not a bad card here. Alright. Trigger resolves. Yep, target me down to 11, and then 6 down to 5. Second main. 2 cards in hand. You could cast Riddler here. Fledgestrand fetch. Hardcast Rid. Yep. Draw 1. Leaving Arid Mesa up. End step. Crack the map. Grab a tower. Just try and thin the deck a bit. Draw a card. Needle's not it. We'll concede. Alrighty. Let's go to game 3. A bit unfortunate there. Bring in Chalice, cut the gemstone, and run it back. On the play for game 3. Hand's a bit slow unless we draw into a 7-mana value spell, out of which we have 10. Either that or a temple. We can keep it. Trying to think if I want to play Chalice on one. It does get rid of Discharge. It also gets rid of, or at least taxes consigned by 1 at least. Alright, opponent keeps 6. We will go to main, play Power Plant, and pass. And pass. Arid Mesa, passing, draw. 14 hits. K command is not one of them. Lab. Chalice for 1. Pass. See if this baits out a consign. Fetch Arid Mesa. I'll Fountain Shock, 17, consign. Either that or Spell Snare. Cool. That eating consign is A-OK by me. And pass. Arid Mesa. We can use the K command as permission here. Tezzeret. Play Lab, no imprint, and hold K command. Fetch Arid Mesa down to 16. Opponent is playing both against me and the clock now. Keeps it on top. They will play a land. Paying cost for Quantum Riddler. Quantum Riddler, draw a card. Go to end step. Riddler trigger, pay command X equals 1. And done. Does this resolve? Temple on top draw. Riddler trigger. And draw Karn. Man, I'm half tempted to go Tezzeret for Vaccine Bauble to play around Solitude. But I think I'm just going to go Flesh Raker. Does Flesh Raker resolve? Into Mind Stone. Does Mind Stone resolve? Fetches, Scouting Tarn. What, do you have a discharge? Looks like a discharge. Yes. Yield to all. Alright, body hits the board. I will cast Flesh Raker and pass. End step, no Solitude. Alright. Plays a Plains as another Riddler. Or a Teferi. Teferi, okay. Do you bounce the Flesh Rake? Yep, that's fine. We can go Flesh Rake, Tez, and a Needle if needed. Devourer. Flesh Rake, does it resolve? Tezzeret, does it resolve? Paying cost for Consign. Interesting that you would give me the Flesh Raker but not the Tez. We'll pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn we can devour the Tezzeret. And pass. Arena of Glory. No Flays though, so we're fine there. Teferi Plus. And passing. We'll draw. Tis another Karn. And Devour triggers, yield to all. Do you have another Consign? You have all the Consigns. I feel like you should have gone one deeper for the Flesh Raker trigger. Interesting. Yield to all. Okay. I will go to combat and attack Teferi. Teferi down. No instant speed wrath effects, please. Blue. Consult the star charts. No kick. Okay. And pass. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Keeps it on top, 2 in hand. They could cast Riddler, draw a card. Flage. Flage is fine. Flage, target, Flesh Raker. Getting Deja Vu here. But with a minute on the clock, if this card resolves, we win. We draw. Temple. Karn the Great Creator. Minus Karn. Always yes, always yield. For Tormod's Crypt. Cast Tormod's Crypt. Go to your upkeep. Tormod's Crypt target you. Hold. Goodbye, Flage. Hasting Quantum Riddler. Seems like it. Attacking Karn. You'll draw a card. Yep. And they accidentally pass through their attack step. We draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fortunately, we're short on anything meaningful. We'll minus Karn. I will grab Ensnaring Bridge. Cast Mind Stone. Cast Bridge. And pass. Plays Arid Mesa. No attacks. We draw. Tis a tower. All plus Karn, target nothing. And we'll just pass. No reason to do much else. And but we'll scoop it up. We got there. Alright. Bit of a long match, but we got there in the end. I'll take the win. We'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look, shall we? Fun as a companion, yes. We'll keep this. We're looking for a soul land off top. Opponent goes down to 6, another control matchup. I do think control will. I think the 3 top decks going into the going into the RCs are going to be some form of Frog Riddler deck. Control and Belcher. Trigger. There's the lab. Tempted to go tower. I really am tempted to go tower, but I think I go for the lab. Temple. Pass and hold. And pass. Draw. Lab. Imprint. Cast. Cast. Pass. And pass. I mean, we have 7 mana on turn 3. Draw. Issa Karn. I will cast another Mind Stone. Does the Mind Stone resolve? We'll hold the K command as permission. It's Flooded Strand and End Step. Done. Escape command resolve. Counterspell, yield to all. Draw. Lab. I will play the lab. No imprint. Attempt to resolve Karn. Does Karn resolve? Karn resolves. Minus Karn. Yes. How do I want to proceed here? I can't Prismatic Karn, which is good. Am I worried about a Wrath the Skies? Ish? Wrath the Skies would deny me of a lot of mana, admittedly. We also could just go Flute or Liquid Metal. Actually, let's go Liquid Metal here. Their Trinisphere would only keep them at 1 cast a turn. I don't think that's enough, so I think the Liquid Metal... While I don't like the fact that it does get hit by Prismatic, I think Liquid Metal is correct, because that will be their entire turn. Thundering Falls feels like they might have a discharge. Unfortunate. Target the Thundering Falls, an off chance that it's not in hand. Paying cost, Narset. What does Narset find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 force. Don't care too much for force. Draw. Liquid Metal Coating, target Thundering Falls. Just on the off chance that they have a consign main, because I want to go Leveler. Play Temple. Leveler. Pop Narset. Yield to all. And pass. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Mono Green Tron right now. I think you kind of need to lean more into Colorless. The only reason why we were considering Mycospawn and Talismans was to play around Void Mirror, but I don't think that's as prevalent of a threat right now. Assault 2 would suck, but opponent's gonna scoop it up. Alright. And for game 1, let's move to game 2. We'll cut the Chalice, bring in the Ballista, bring in the Flute, bring in the Stone Brain, and cut the... We actually don't want to cut the Soul Guide, but we do want to cut Dismember. Run it back like this. Alright. Yeah, because this is likely Orange Chant Lock plus Days Undoing. I wonder if the Chalice actually may have been worth keeping for Chalice on 1, now that I think about it. Yeah, potentially. There's Kahira. I guess actually, I was even thinking about Rathas, guys. Kahira's here. Jesus. No, wait, Kahira is... Never mind. I'm dumb. I'm thinking Jingantha. Criminy. We'll keep. And pass. And draw. Another one. We'll pass. Arid Mesa Fetch. Surveil. And pass. Is a Steam Vents tapped. Orange Chant. No Orange Chant. Hold K command. We'll use it as permission. I guess we don't really have anything for permission. So they don't play anything, I think we hold it. Yeah, that we can use it for permission for Karn the following turn. Yeah, that makes more sense. We draw. Power Plant, we hold. Now we use the K command for permission. Casting. Set to Fairy. We ramp. Scry draw. Let's eat the consign here. That's likely about to hit us. Paying cost. Consign. Yield to all. Teferi minus draw card? Teferi minus draw card. Pass in full. Love a soul land so we can land the Sire. Close but no. We could K command. And the problem right now is that we need to play a round of force. So we, like, more or less we just force check here. We'll force check. Karn. He has a force. There's a force. Pitch stock up. We'll pass. Next turn we can play Sire or All Is Dust, depending. Teferi plus. 3 in hand. We draw. I mean, I think we just continue trying to resolve things. Tempted to land a dust, though, over the Sire. Because the benefit of dust, that way if they try and get us underneath the Ormchant lock, at least then we can K-command, make their life difficult. No, we'll play the Sire, or at least try to. Sire, pass. Bang cost for Mystical Dispute. But why? Why bring Dispute in? That's a weird one. Maybe they just had some additional fluff main deck and just thought it was a better option than the alternative? Weird. Five. Draw 3. Haul. Draw. Devour. Bold move caught in tapping out. We'll pass, but that means they probably had nothing in hand at that point. Okay. 7/7. Pain cost for the fairy. Really? Tells me you likely have a consign in hand. Draws a... Oh, what was that? What did you just do? You tap for something. Hold up. Returns devoured, draws a card. Oh. Okay, strange. I thought they tapped for more. No, they did. Ormchant. Okay. Weird. They must have tapped mana but not done anything with it. We'll pass. Or they get to Cohere to hand? Maybe they got Cohere to hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's probably what they did. Narset. Narset. I'm in danger. Consult the star charts is fine. Cohere is fine. Do you have consigned to memory? You have another Ormchant. Ew. We'll pass. Feels like we're about to get Ormchant locked. 2 Ormchants down. A consult that digs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dig 7 pulls 2. Yep, feeling like I'm in danger. Narset for Mystical Dispute. Okay. Consult. And attack with Cohere. Down to 17. We draw. And chant. Days Undoing. Oof. We were doing fine until just a few moments ago where we got time locked 2 turns in a row. Yeah, nothing I can do there. We pass. We pass. I mean, I'm not out yet, so we'll just keep on keeping on. That's 10 down to 7. Comes down to this final draw. And draw. Pays cost for Ormchant. We'll concede. Alright. Let's go to game 3. We'll bring in Chalice. Got the gemstone. I think that's it. Yep. Run it back. Orange Chant is a fun magic card. Said no one ever. Yeah, I'm actually kind of wondering how have we avoided stuff like Orange Chant locks for so long? I mean, we had Silence. And I mean, Silence isn't as effective because it doesn't stop attackers, but still. I guess there were at some points in time like control lock decks with Silence, but it just was never as good by comparison. For those who are wondering about 61 cards, the reason why I run 61 cards for Gemstone Caverns and the percentage decrease in variance or seeing a card off top is so minimal that it is worth it in my opinion, yes. And there's Kahira. Yeah, we'll keep 8 hits off top. Yes, I mine. And a map. And we'll pass. Do you force? No force. Do you have a prismatic ending? Ledge Strand. Pass. No prismatic. Power Plant. It are 8 hits. Now we have Tron on 3. So we can do a few things with Tron on 3. We can either hold K command, or we can try and bait out interaction of Tezzeret into Karn. Go to end step. I think we might just bait out interaction of K command. Fetch, Flooded Strand resolves. Steam Vent Shock for Isochron Scepter. So they're trying to go for the Scepter lock. In response, I'm going to crack this now. Grab Tower. So we need to resolve either Karn or Tezzeret here. Bottom line. We draw. Isa Tower. I will start with Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Tezzeret resolves. Minus Tezzeret. For Chalice of the Void. I'm going to cast Soul Guide Lantern. Triggers. Eat a land. Yield to all. Chalice of the Void. For 1. Done. Triggers Tezzeret. And we'll pass. So now they have to deal with Chalice before they can start Isochron Scepter locking. And next turn we can also grab Pith Needle to try and drive it home further. Tower. Cast Ballista for 2. Done. Trigger Tez. Minus Tez. I guess I can't actually go Needle right now, can I? I'll pick up the Needle just in case. Do I play Karn? No, we're gonna hold up the K command. Hold the K command. Keep in mind that Vexing Bauble does not stop Isochron Scepter if they kick it. That's a really important fact that is easy to overlook. Because if they kick it, then they've paid for mana. So it does not stop the Bauble. Or it does not get stopped by Bauble, rather. End step. OK command. And done. I don't think you can let those resolve. Consign, yep, gets taxed. So now they can't play Consign next turn, so Karn should resolve unless they have a force. You draw. Tis a Mind Stone. Cast the Mind Stone. Trigger Tez. Attempt to resolve Karn. Do you have a force? Karn resolves. Minus Karn. 4, 5. I think I might actually grab Flute here. I think Flute is probably the safest option for this turn. I will 0 on Tez, target Ballista. And there's a Solitude evoked. Yep, Solitude evoke. Target Ballista. I'll ping you for 1. Yield to all. I will, I think, just hold the Soul Guide still. Play an Ugin's Lab. Done. And we'll hold. And hold. So now we have Flute at the ready. Alright, we draw. There's another Mind Stone. I will... Let's start by doing this. Tower. Cast Mind Stone. Trigger Tez. Crack the Mind Stone, draw a card. Another Karn. We'll minus Karn. Yes. For Leveler. Actually, let's be smart about this. Tap Mind Stone. Untap Mind Stone. Cast Leveler, target Isochron. Yield to all. Do you have another Consign? Nice part is even if you do, there's Consign. Always yield the triggers. And yield to all. Yep, yield to all. Alright, we'll continue to hold the Flute. We can attack with the Leveler next turn, getting rid of the Isochron. Pain cost. Narset. In response, we'll play Flute. Narset, Parter Veils. Trigger Tez. And pass. We draw. 'Tis a swamp. So from here, what do I want to do? I will... Actually, how much mana do I have? 7, 8, 3, 4. I'm going to cast Karn. No, I don't have enough for what I want to do, actually. No. Because I have 8, then I have 2 left over. And we'll start with Leveler. Go to combat. Attack with Leveler. Attack you or Narset. We'll attack you. Trigger, pop the Isochron. Karn plus on Power Stone. I will tap, then untap the Mind Stone. We'll draw a card. Oh, the Narset, for God's sake. That's on me. Leveler trigger. And we'll hold. Isochron's off board. Leveler can be grabbed from exile. We also have Ballista. No, Ballista's in main right now. Consult. Right? No, Ballista's in Yar. That's right. That's funny. What can I grab with Karn then? End step. Let's draw for real this time using the Soul Guide. Temple. Draw. Tis a map. Map won't resolve because of Chalice. Play the Temple. I will attempt to cast Karn. New Karn resolves. Minus Karn. Yes. We'll grab Leveler. Cast Leveler, target Narset. Yield all. Leveler hits board, triggers Tezzeret. I will 0 on Leveler, give it a +1/+1 counter. The reason why I didn't want to minus the old Karn first is I didn't want to be left without a board state, without a Karn. I know they normally only play one Scepter, but I want to play around just the random off chance they play two. Because the worst case scenario is we minus Karn, we grab back Leveler, we play new Karn, they counter it, they then Scepter lock us. I guess we still have Chalice, so maybe that wasn't really necessary. So probably could have minus Karn, the first Karn first. I probably was just a bit overcautious in reality. Okay, here to hand. Solitude. Nice part about Karns, we can grab back Leveler. So yeah, probably could have played a little bit more liberally there. So it feels like a Solitude. I will minus Karn. Yes. Trinisphere. I'll go Trinisphere. Cast Trinisphere. There's a Solitude, as I expected. Alright. We're gonna ult Tezzeret. And no reason to play the Devour right now. Tezzeret, we'll put it on Flute. Attack you for 3. We have lethal on board. Tap, paying cost for Teferi. Teferi, bounce what? Flute? Sure. And Bone scoops it up. Cool. We'll take the win. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Reveal Devourer and pass. We're looking for a soul land here. What's our opponent playing? Opponent did keep their opening 7. Is it another control matchup? Okay, maybe not. Flooded Strand Fetch, Watergrave Shock, Thoughtseize, Gala Shrine Shock, Thoughtseize. Close enough. Yep. What else are you gonna do when you're cracking Flood Strand? I guess Flood Strand could be energy as well, admittedly. Probably takes K-Command, right? K-Command's probably the best choice here. Interaction, ramp, scry draw. Yeah. I'd be surprised if he did not take the K-Command. Gala Shrine probably tells me it's Blink. Could be Goryo's, though. Could be Goryo's. Yep, takes the K-Command like I thought. Trigger. Should be a Lab. Lab or Temple. Chalice, Lab. No reason to reveal that we have the Lab, so we'll just play the Temple and then the Soul Guide. So this way, if it's Goryo's, we can interact in a meaningful way. But next turn, we can go Tezzeret. You think I'm going to see a Felia here. Karn. Lab. Tuck, Devour, Sire. I'm thinking Tuck, Devour, cast Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Minus Tezzeret. What do I want here? Probably a map. Map seems reasonable. Grab a map. Pass. Is it a failure? And step. Failure. Yep. So Tezzeret down. Hopefully they don't play White Orchid Phantom main. That would be rather unfortunate. Alright. Felia. Felia attacks Tezzeret. Flickers. Probably shouldn't flicker the Goat Soul Guide. Tez down. Trigger. And draw. Ooh. Do like the look of that. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to play Karn here. Karn go Torpor Orb. Karn to go Torpor Orb is really tempting. At the same time, I would like a body on board, but we won't get to Tron next turn, even if we play the map, so I think it is better to play Karn. Cast Karn. Karn resolve. Karn resolves minus Karn. Yes, for Torpor Orb. He's a Torpor Orb. I'll pass. Because I can play, cast. Yeah, we should be good. Hold the Soul Guide. It's a Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp hit the Lab. Yeah, it's kind of rude, but fine. Then Felia attack Karn, Flicker Wisp. Yes. Which probably means I can't play Karn plus Orb. Because now I can Flicker Wisp a land. Lab. Lab Imprint. Lab Imprint, yes. Flicker Wisp. Target's probably a Lab. Perfect. Return to the hand then. So, bait worked in my favor. Trigger. And then draw. So I can play the tower. I can play the map. I can cast the orb. Well, plus Karn, but nothing to really plus on. End step, Flickriff's trigger. Yep. Lab trigger tuck sire. So that way you can crack the map. Alright. 4 Lantern, Felia. So Felia will likely attack me. Flickerous attack Karn. Felia can flicker the Torpor Orb, so they have some ETB triggers for this turn. Then we can play Sire next turn. Teferi. Okay. Teferi will bounce Torpor Orb. Yeah, it's kind of rude, not gonna lie. Attacking. Does Felia flicker the Flicker Wisp? Yes. I mean, we're still gonna have 7 mana regardless, so this is fine. Karn down. End step. Felia trigger. Flicker Wisp. Flickers what? Interesting. In response, return to hand and yield all. There is Ephem. If they try and Ephem the lab to stop the sire from returning, it won't work the way they hope it will, unfortunately. Target's tower. Okay. All will resolve. Yep. And draw. There is a swamp. No reason to crack the map. So in that case, we'll play the swamp. We'll play the orb. Orb will resolve. And passing triggers. Yield to all. Trigger. I guess there's no reason to grab back the sire, but there's no reason not to tuck it either, just in case of Thoughtseize. Alright. Ephem. Ephem targets, nothing. Takes 7 down to 13 to Teferi plus. Surveil. Alright, go to attacks. Attack. Flicker to Fairy. Okay. Down to 13. Trigger Felia. I will crack the map. I will grab Power Plant. And I'll crack the Soul Guide Lantern here too while I'm at it. Yield to all. Another map. Fairy down. And draw. Dismember. Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize is fine. Like I said, one of the reasons why I tucked the Sire. So take the Sire. Take the Dismember. Okay. I'll play Power Plant. I'll cast Sire. I'll cast Map. And I mean, they can Felia Flicker Sire or Teferi Bounce Sire. One, two. Trying to think here. Two. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 13 short, 1 for double Sire. They can bounce Sire, but then they're going to go down below 7, so Sire should have pseudo hexproof the following turn. Torpor Orb's going to pull a lot of weight here as well, which is relevant. I am really surprised they did not take Sire earlier. I feel like they don't have a choice. They have to either Teferi bounce Sire or Felia Flicker Sire. Teferi bounce Torpor Orb, maybe? Maybe. This is 8. 8 down to 5 as it stands. They have 3 cards in hand, a theoretical 4 cards because Teferi. Interesting. I will note that his Felia at some point is going to get bigger than his Sire, I swear. Bun's thinking hard here. Either that or hardly thinking. I mean, they have 3 cards in hand. What are their decision points? I mean, I guess they do have to decide between Teferi and Felia if they want to Flicker the Sire or bounce it. I guess they could Teferi bounce Torpor Orb, Felia attack in Flicker Wisp, Sire then is off board for an entire turn. But then I get to cast the second Sire, so I don't think that's the right move. I think the right move is just Teferi bounce Sire, right? And then attack. Felia Flicker Torpor Orb. Teferi bounce Orb. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's the worst of the 2 lines, though, if they now go... Oh, okay, so now they want to go Solitude. That's fine. Yep, yield to all. Yeah, the second Sire now. We're up to 20. 2 cards in hand. Riddler draw 2, I see. Then they'll Felia Flicker Riddler to draw another card and keep Riddler on board. Understood. Okay, that makes sense. So then we'll take 8 down to 12. They'll Flicker the Riddler. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 10, 10, 9, 12. Efem. Jesus. Yeah, that will work. Draw 2. Quantum Riddler's a hell of a card. Pays cost 4. Overlord the Pale Merc. Picks up Solitude. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12. All right. Felia flickers the Overlord of the Baelmerk down to 12. End step. Felia and Riddler Warp. I think holding the map here is correct. The reason they're being is that way if they flicker a Tron land, we can always grab a Tron land back. Picks up Emperor Bones. They have a white orchid in their grave. Returns Sire to hand. We draw. Lab. We'll play Torpor Orb. And cast Sire 7 Deaths. We'll leave Lab in hand as bait. And we'll hold. So now they could theoretically Solitude their own card. But for Solitude to have a trigger, they need to first attack with Felia, target Torpor Orb. Prismatic Ending. Yeah, that will do it. So now you could hard cast Solitude, exile one of your own creatures, let's say Flicker Wisp. Emperor Bones. Okay. Emperor Bones, target. Targets Overlord of the Baelmerk. Okay. Do you adapt? You adapt. You need to deal 19 damage. 6, 9, 13. I mean, that's 23 if I can't block. Yeah. Picks up White Orchid Phantom, okay. You can't attack here, though, can you? Yield to all, flickers the Emperor Bones. There's Solitude. So if you have the ability to Solitude one of your own cards, then you can Solitude my Sire. Go to blocks. This is a 6/6. We'll block the 6/6. Solitude. Oh, that's right. You can Solitude target your Felia. Yeah, that will work. And that will be lethal. Yep, you got it. Oofta. That Teferi actually carried a lot of weight. Alright. Let's go to sideboard. So let's grab Flute. Keep Chalice. Blink. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just pretty much bringing Flute. Don't think there's much else that we want to cut. We want the Vexing Ball, we want the Soul Guide, we want the Needle. Yep, we'll keep it like that. Yeah, the Felia just was able to get underneath my Torpor Orb all too easily. All right. I mean, opponent's going to be bringing in Consigned Memory. They already had at least one, if not two, White Orchid Phantoms made, I think. They'll probably bring in more White Orchid Phantoms, maybe some Vindicates. At the very least, probably 3 to 4 Consigned Memories. So we need to watch out for that if they're holding up blue sources. Teferi was very instrumental to their win here, too. I also do wonder if I should... I probably shouldn't have drawn off the Soul Guide Lantern. At that point, we're just trying to draw into value, and we just didn't see any. So, probably should have held that for when eventually a Solitude was in yard, and we could at least exile it then, so they couldn't pick it up with Overlord the Bailmerk. So, maybe that was a little bit aggressive in retrospect. I don't think there's anything else that game that kind of may have been better. No, I think that was maybe the only thing was the Soul Guide Lantern. Otherwise, going for Orb was definitely correct. They had to play around it, definitely led to a longer game by comparison. But unfortunately, it didn't matter in the end. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But looks like opponent's going to use the entirety of their sideboard clock. Unless maybe they don't sideboard, which I don't complain about. Alright, I'm fine with that. On the play for game 2, I will keep... I mean, this is a turn 2 Karn. You guys need to hopefully avoid a Thoughtseize on 1. But looks like opponent might be away from keyboard, so we're going to take a quick pause and return once we have priority. Alright, looks like opponent returned. We'll reveal, trigger. And there's Vexing Bubble. There's also K command. We're going to take the K command. While I would like the Vexing Bubble mine, I think the K command's correct here. Imprint, Devourer, Mindstone, Hold Up Dismember, and pass. Not they shouldn't have anything for 1 mana value, so this member is kind of moot. Any turn 1 Thoughtseize. No turn 1 Thoughtseize. They do hold up a blue source though, so we're gonna hold the K command and use it for permission for Karn. They know we have the K command based on how we're positioning here. So they don't fetch. That shows they have Consign in hand. Interesting. And we could just fire off K command then, realistically speaking. There's no reason why we shouldn't, unless... I mean, the biggest reason is probably that we want Karn to resolve, right? Yeah, that's fine. You'll surveil. You play White Orchid on 2 is the next question. Eight cards in hand, Witch Blessed, and White Orchid. Yep. Might as well fire this off now. And done. Temple Power Plant, bottom Power Plant, top Temple Draw. And then White Orchid Phantom, trigger. Yes, we're at my last swamp, unfortunately. So next turn we could Karn into Torpor Orb. That is a consideration. Issa Mind Stone. So, how do you want to proceed? Thinking Karn into Orb is correct. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Karn. Minus Karn. Yes. For Orb. Cast Orb. And pass. Like I said, if anything, it makes things more difficult for them. It was a shame that Karn will get hit down to 1. We do have to Dismember, though, to interact with their creature, so that's good. I guess they could Solitude, yeah, get Solitude on board. That is a little bit annoying. They pitch a White Orchid Phantom for it. That's one downside of Torpor Orb, but, I mean, I think it's worth it in the grand scheme. So, Karn's definitely down now. I was hoping that we could keep it on board for a turn longer, but no dice. And attack me. Attack Karn. Down to 18, up to 19. Yep. Land and passing. There is Tower. I will play the Mind Stone. Actually, I will play the Mind Stone like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So next turn we do have All is Dust. Do they have Ophelia? End step, cast Ophelia. Fetch Flooded Strand first, Surveil. Okay. Do you has Ophelia? Ophelia. In response. Ophelia down and pass. That Torpor Orb's taken on board, friend. What I need you to do now is tap down your blue source so I can play this All is Dust. 2. Overload the Balemark, picks up Ophelia. Tail's End, wild. Picks up the Ophelia, yep. Makes sense. Attack 5, down to 13. 3 cards in hand. I mean, I think I have to fire off the All is Dust unless I draw into something of relevance. We draw. Well, man, if I had one more land, Karn's really tempting here because we could go Karn in the bridge. Might be even more of a reason to go Dust. Because we draw into a land, Karn in the bridge should lock him down. Dust. We'll pass. You have Consign? You do. At least this means they don't play the Ophelia for what it's worth. So we know they have Ophelia in hand. We'll take another 5 down to 8. So if I can draw into a land, Karn at the bridge should lock up the game, unless they brought in Vindicate. Attacking down to 8. Overlord trigger, 3 in hand, 2 unknown, land. Sire's okay if it resolves. Pass. Sire resolves. Ophelia. Yep. We're not dead. That's only 7 on board as it stands. I feel like I can flicker the Torpor Orb. But then they would need a Solitude, the Sire. Mm-hmm. As I said, right now all I need is a land. Land, Karn, bridge should lock it up. We're just one short right now. Let's see you, opponent. I will note that they're at a significant time deficit, so if this goes to game 3, they could lose to the clock. 3 unknown cards in hand. The Sire will be a huge thorn in their side. Because if I just get to attack with it, it's a problem. So Ophelia Flicker Sire. That's the only option I see here. Pay the ward. They could consign the ward trigger, but they don't. I guess they could also consign the Ophelia Reflexive trigger. Alright. And 5 for Riddler, no draw. And land. Okay, perfect. So I will first go to combat. Attack with Sire. Cast Karn. Karn minus. Yes. For bridge. Cast bridge with an empty hand. So between bridge and Torpor Orb, this should mean that we're locked in unless they have Vindicate. If they don't have Vindicate, they cannot get out from underneath this lock. Because I can play everything in my deck right now. So if they don't concede, then it means they have a Vindicated deck. Opponent's thinking here. And it should be pretty straightforward in my opinion. Vindicate or bust. Quantum Riddler's fine, no draw cards. Triggers, yep, that's all fine, we draw. T's a mine. We have 8 now, so what I can do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus Karn. Tail's End, yield all. Alright, we'll pass. And pass. I think I still have Ballista in the or in Exile. Yep, we still have Ballista here. Tail's End is interesting tech. Flicker Wisp, yep, that's fine. Damn Sphere, yeah, I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep, we draw. 'Tis a Devourer. Target the Felia. Yeah. Yield to all. Karn plus and done. And pass. And pass. I think they really should concede here. As I said, their only out's Vindicate, and they're losing time on the clock. So I'm not sure what their overall plan is. Floodstrand fetch. Thoughtseize. Why would you play Thoughtseize? What's this? Like, Riddler's not going to draw you cards. I guess it will draw you cards. Stand corrected. Plus Karn. Maybe I should have gotten rid of Riddler in retrospect. In retrospect. Because, yeah, it will draw 2. I forgot about that. It's not just one of ETBs. Hallowed Fountain, Shock down to 4. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Riddler. Yep. Draw. Cast map triggers. Crack the map. Actually, don't want to even crack the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Minus Karn. ES for Ballista. And X equals 2, 3, and 1 scoops it up. Okay. That is win for game 2. I want Gemstone Caverns. We'll cut the Chalice and run it back. Yeah, some people sometimes ask me, how do I plan on winning after Bridge? Answer is Ballista, but otherwise, most of our cards, what we can just do is we can just either A, win off a Flash Raker, or B, just build our board state, draw until we have 7 cards in hand, and then attack, right? And then we can theoretically empty our hand after, meaning that then they can't attack, which is also relevant. All right, on the draw for game 3, opponent only has 4 minutes on the clock. Well, they cannot play reactively. Phew. That is, that's a hand. We'll keep that. We'll pass. Draw. Vexing Bauble. Pass. Marsh Flats fetch. Meticulous Archive. Blue Delta the Yard. Pass. Swamp. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize sees a lot of stuff they don't want to see. Double Karn. Sire 7 Death. Natural Tron takes Karn. Okay. Draw. Power Plant. Cast Pithy Needle. Teferi. Time Raveler. And pass. And pass. Damn Sphere, not ideal, but fine. Draw. We'll play Tower, hold up K command. End step fetch, Flooded Strand. Try to Backstreet Surveil, 4 cards in hand. And we'll hold the K command. We're not going to cast it, though, unless we absolutely need to. Yeah, we're just going to hold. We draw. Hold. Do you cast Thalia? You do cast Thalia. It enters. Cast K command, ramp exile, exile Thalia. And done. Do you have consign? No consign. We hold Dismember now. We hold. Witch Blessed. Passing. We draw. Tease a Mind Stone. I'll cast Karn. Paying cost. Tail's End. Yield to all. We'll hold Dismember. I was really hoping that we're going to be able to plus on the Damn Sphere and Dismember it, but no dice. Draw. Cast Mind Stone. Mind Stone resolve. Does Lantern resolve? 2. Solitude. Yield all. Solitude target. Float. Target Tail's End. Yield. And go to upkeep. Dismember. we'll hold. It's a Witch Enchanter. Pop and what? Mindstone? Kind of rude, but fine. And we'll pass. We draw. It's another Mindstone. 4, 5, yeah. We're short 1. And hold. And hold. Combat. We'll take the 2 down to 14. Pain cost 4. Another Witch Enchanter targets. Targets the Mind Stone. In response, I'll draw a card. Tis Lab. Paying cost 4. Thoughtseize, sees Sire. Takes Sire. And we'll pass. Draw. Tis mine. They don't know about the mine. They know about the lab, though. Play the lab. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no blocks. I might crack the Soul Guide, though. We'll see. Take 4 down to 10. End step. We're going to crack the Bauble. Draw a card. There's a Mind Stone. Crack the Soul Guide. Draw a card. There's a map. Play mine. Play Mind Stone. Play map. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold flute, hold map. We can block now to delay. Fledge Strand, fetch. All Fountain tapped. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will cast Flute. Flute name Overlord of the Belmerk. Trawler. Trawler's fine. Empty my yard. Yep. Go to combat. Attack. We'll go to blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can crack map before damage. Crack map. I'll grab a tower. Take 2 down to 8. We'll draw. Yikes, man. I will crack the Mind Stone, draw card. That's perfect. Ramp and scry draw, because at this point I just care about delaying, and this will definitely do that. X equals 4. I will play this smart. So I don't think we really need a Tezzeret at this point. So bottom, top to play around Thoughtseize. At the same time, a white Orchid would kind of suck for me. So I'm going to bottom, top, draw, and pass. And pass. Yep, played around that perfectly. Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can still block all 3. Block 1, 2, 3. Draw. Play the mine. All is dust. Pass. And hold. Draw. He's a fleshy rake. Paying cost 4. consign, yield all, and pass. And hold. Just making me think I have something. Draw. Play the temple. Hold the K command. No reason to play it out right now. White Orchid Phantom. Okay. Resolves. Targets their own land. Sure. Not sure why you do that, but I'm okay with it. End step. And done. Bottom, 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 top. Let's go top, top, draw, and draw. Devourer. Yield to all. Do you have a consign? No consign. Sire 7 death. Pass. One of the last card in hand is Overlord of the Baelmerk. We'll pass. Lethal's on board, and your clock is below a minute, so I think this is the game. Alright. Solid win. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. If I was on the draw, then I could maybe see it, but being on the play here is pretty rough. If I were to draw into, like, just draw into a lab is enough. We're gonna mulligan, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so much worse. We'll mulligan again. That's not much better. At least my opponent's also went down to 5. What makes his hand good? Lab? Not even. Fine, we'll go down to 4. Yeah, we'll take this. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we keep the Karn or the Ugin? Oh, this is interesting. Karn, actually, Karn, Ugin, or actually Devour is a really interesting choice because Devour basically is a draw 1 for all intent and purpose, right? It's a Surveil 4, right? The Devour is tempting actually because it gets me more looks. We get the Devour plus, but Ugin, if it just resolves, is game ending, right? And we get a draw engine. So maybe the Ugin's the best option. Yeah, let's go with Ugin. Done. Please don't force me. If you force me on 1, I'm gonna cry. I guess maybe one argument for Devourer is it's better around playing around Thoughtseize, right? Because then we get to set up our next draw, so they turn 1 Thoughtseize me. I'm not just kind of left stranded. Alright, the map resolves. Don't Prismatic Ending me now. Blue. Passing. Draw. Power Plant. Hold. Alright, well here is Ugin on 3. But if they just play blue sources and I see its control, it's Fish. Son of a... Oh, thank God it's not Tide Shaper. Imagine if that was Tide Shaper, I would cry. I'd be so SOL. Map. For tower. I guess now though they could have Flare. Yeah, they could have Flare. Do you have Flare? Target. Yield to all. Flare or Force. Do you got it? Yield. We'll pass. Potentially another example where Devour would have been better, because then we would have been able to exile Temple and Mine. I guess not, because I guess we would have shuffled. Whatever. Whatever. I guess we had to shuffle away at least the Temple. Holding up blue. Interesting. Mistcaller. 3 in hand. We draw. Chalice on what? Oh god. What do I put Chalice on? I mean, I guess 2 hits Lords. Done. Pass. A Force pitches Sink. Okay. At least we got Force out, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, the last card was the Lord. We'll take 5 down to 13. I need a threat. Give me a threat. Draw. You know what? That works. Isakarn. Temple. So we have access to 6. Karn minus. Yes. So I guess I could go Ballista. Ballista would work, right? You also could just go Bridge, but then they could always sink it. Whereas Ballista, we can take out Master of Pearl Trident, Mistcaller, and the Mutavault. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can't. Never mind. I lied. I'm dumb. I guess I can pop, block, pop. Leave Karn on board. And what are the chances of a sink? Maybe just go Bridge. That might be correct. Let's just go Bridge. He's a Bridge. Pass. Then next turn we can go, whatchamacallit? Battleship, pop Mutavault. So if I get punched by a sink, I'll cry. But I guess at least then the Bridge is still going to be on board the following turns. It's not the end of the world. Maybe the Ballista is the right move, because again, Ballista pops, blocks, pops. Karn sticks on board. Maybe. 4. Oh, son of a Otawaro. Yeah, Karn's down. Draw. He's a power plant. It's a Bridge. Pass. I mean, we can play anything in our deck right now. So it's not the end of the world. Another Mutavault, that's fine. We draw. It's Tezzeret. Minus Tezzeret. For Vexing Bauble. Cast Vexing Baubles. No more free spells for you. And it's not allowed. And we'll pass. I guess we could have gone Soul Guide Lantern for a redraw next turn, but I think the Bauble might be worth. It's also a redraw, so. Draw. Use a tower. We'll pass. And pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Kind of tempted to try and see if I can find a Pith Needle for that. Draw. Fine, I'll redraw. I should probably do it like this, though. Redraw. K command. Play lab. No, actually, I should have held priority. I will scry draw exile. Exile you so you can't draw cards. No cards for you. Bottom. 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 Yeah, just bones go scoop. I was gonna say, like, we're gonna just stack our next, like, 5 turns. Merfolk, win for game 1, and let's go to sideboard. Chalice out, Ballista in, Flute in, could name Consign. We want Vexing Ball, we don't need Soul Guide. Pith Needle is somewhat irrelevant. We'll run it back like this. You also want the Dismember for obvious reasons between Tide Shaper and Harbinger and Deshana's Tide Binder, etc. Seeing Mistcaller is interesting. It's for Gorios. And honestly, I probably should have ramped Scrydraw. I forgot that Mistcaller states non-token, not just creatures in general. I did forget about that. Should have ramped Scrydraw and just, I don't know, found Ugin at that point. Or Devourer exiled the card draw. Let's see here. I mean, 8 hits off top and a Dismember. I will keep. So apparently if they're on Mistcaller and off, they're not on Tide Shaper. That's good to know. Blue, Vial. Rude, don't like Vial. Draw. We could always Flute Vial. Tower map. Does map resolve? It does. Okay. I'll pass in full. Vial trigger. Cavern of Souls. Name Merfolk. And Adept reveals Mind Spring. So they can play Mind Spring with Vial. Oof, that's a bit of a whiff. So I'm thinking we go Swamp. Mindstone. Does Mindstone resolve? We'll hold Dismember. Do you Vial in Mind Spring? You do. Draw X cards. I really don't want you to draw cards. But at the same time, is it right for me to Dismember this? Probably not. We need to hold this for our Harbinger instead. We'll hold. Vial trigger. Another Cavern of Souls. Name Merfolk. They can't even trigger. Or they can't even activate Exhaust because they don't have double blue. Take 3 down to 17. I feel like this is a Tishana's Tide Binder. K command. Play lab. Done. hold K command. Yeah, I don't want to play into Dishana's. We're not going to crack the map. Not to mention, what I want for map is another soul land or an Urza land at this point. What this? That's right, it was Dishana's. But why play it now? Huh. How do you want to proceed? We could K command at this point. K command X2. Ramp scry draw. Hold up Dismember that way. If they have a flare, they have a flare. X equals 2. Done. Do you has flare? You do not. I guess with this, we can get Tron into... Okay. That resolves. Triggers. Okay. Brings in a Lord. Declines to use it. Interesting. Vial on 3. Do I crack map now is the question after blocks? Or do we just hold? So it looks like they're gonna exhaust. Is that sorcery speed? No. Go to blocks. I'll block and block. Before damage, though. I kind of want to flute. I will flute. Does flute resolve? So this is Mindspring Merfolk. Because the worst thing that can happen right now is they draw cards. No drawing for you. It's not allowed. We'll draw. Another one. Yeah, we'll crack a map. Actually, let's do it this way. Crack map. Aether Vial into Shauna's. Counter up to one target activated trigger. If the ability of an artifact creature is countered this way, the permanent loses all abilities until end of, as long as this. If an ability of an artifact creature or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities. Not that permanent with that name, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. I guess I could have held. I'll play the map. And actually, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll play the other map. We'll pass. Next turn we have another K command, so at least then we can ramp scry draw. Down to 8. We'll draw. Lethal's on board, admittedly. Let's try this again. Crack the map. For mine. Play the mine. We have K command X equals 1. So I can exile, block, and take 5 as it stands. Aether Vial brings in what? I think I have to tap here just in case it's a, whatchamacallit? Harbinger. We got jebaited. Do you have a counter spell? Oh, I should have exiled. Duh. Consign? Consign will get them there. Yeah, okay, we'll concede. Yeah, the Tishana set me back, but also we just weren't drawing into much there. Okay. Let's go to game 3. Chalice in and run it back. Maybe I didn't have to block. There's also a thought that maybe I could have fluted naming Aether Vial, but I think fluting naming Mind Spring stopped them from drawing 2-3 cards plus buffing, so I think that's still correct. On the play for game 2. K command. Yeah, we can keep it. K command, Fleshbreaker, etc. You have options. You have Dismember. If we can land Karn, that'll be good. Play, Temple, and pass. And hold Dismember. Island. And passing. Draw. There's the K command we're looking for. We'll hold. Wait for them to tap down for the K command if possible. Merfolk. Yep, we'll just hold at that point. No reason to play. Another temple. We'll continue to hold. K command's looking better and better. Blue. Mistcaller? Not Mistcaller, what's that one? Hexcatcher. Do they have a force is the question? And I think we force check here. At the same time, I could just dismember. No, force check. Holy hell, it resolved? I honestly didn't expect us to get that far. So we could go Chalice. Dismember seems appealing on the Hexcatcher. Drop Tower. We'll drop Chalice. Top Dust, top Ugin, draw, and hold. Because now we can dismember the Hexcatcher theoretically. Land 3. So this is... There's a few different cards they can play here. We'll take the 1. Might be safer just for us to play Karn. We draw. Dust. I will play the Power Plant. I'll cast Karn. Does Karn resolve? If Karn resolves, we're just going to pass. We're not going to activate Karn. Yep. We're going to pass. We're going to force you to hold up 3 mana for as long as we need to. I know you have the Tishana's Tidebinder in hand. Why the hell else would you let a Karn freaking resolve? Yeah, like hell. I guess I could at least plus. I guess I could have plussed it. Alright. Tidebinder hits board. Go for it. So I think I might dismember Tidebinder. I guess we can hold after we block. Like, it's a really strange play, but I think that's correct. Like, we just say, cool, show me the Tidebinder. You get a 3-2 for 3? Alright. The question now is, do I dismember? We're gonna block the tokens, that much is clear to me. Attack Karn, attack Karn. Go to blocks. I mean, I think I block here. Do I care about the 1? Maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still have 7. Alright. And dismember, question mark? Maybe just hold. Yeah, we'll just hold on the off chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll hold. I guess I probably shouldn't have blocked the hex catcher, admittedly. For Harbinger. Yeah, so what's the thought process here? They're likely holding up Consign. I guess, yeah, like I said, maybe I should have blocked the Hex Catcher, because that way we'd be able to pay for the Dismember a bit better. Harbinger or Resolve? Like I said, they're likely playing Consign right now. Draw. Play the power plant. What do I want to do here? And I currently have access to 7. I could just fire off the All is Dust, but I feel like that's just going to get consigned. So I'm thinking, let's start with Dismember, target Harbinger. Let's start there for 1. Okay, board is unlocked. We could fire off All is Dust. That is a potential option. I think we're going to minus Karn. Yes. Let's go with Ensnaring Bridge. Does Bridge resolve? I feel like they have to counter Bridge. Admittedly, I do wish I didn't play a land earlier. Wish I would have held the lands, my land drop for lab. Because if Bridge resolves, their only real recourse for Bridge is Otawara Sink. But they don't want to use a Consign on this. This is clearly bait. Yep, Consign. Alright, I mean, we have the Dust primed and the Ugin primed as well. Another Merfolk. Two. If they attack, we'll just block the Deshaun's Tidebinder, not the Hex Catcher, I think. Adapt reveals Lord. Lord of Atlantis is fine. So is Adapt, you draw a card. So 3 unknowns. Lord of Atlantis. Tapping down. So we definitely need to block Tishana's. Block, block. Attack me, attack Karn. You should, I think you have to attack both a Karn. Oh, interesting. So if I play the All Is Dust next turn, they can theoretically sack 3 cards to counter it. But I mean, at that point, the All Is Dust may as well resolve, right? Interesting. What's my sideboard again? Battleship Leveler. If I were to Karn Trinisphere. Karn Sphere. Would that actually work the way I want it to? Go blocks. We're just gonna block you. I think I have an idea. Because Sphere would make it to where they can't cast free spells. They'd have to use their free spell on that. So Lab. Lab Imprint Ugin. Karn minus. Yes. For Trinisphere. Cast Trinisphere. Does Trinisphere resolve? It does. Which means no free spells. I guess the downside is here they can counter the dust by sacrificing 2 Merfolk. Is that right? I mean, that does get some bodies off board. We have a Karn the following turn. Maybe I should have just fired off the dust, honestly. Dust. Three, 4, 5, 6. Sacrifices Adapt. Pay 1. So you either sacrifice the Lord or the Tishana's. Yeah, I wonder if I should have just fired off the dust. Alright, and I can't pay that one, so we'll pass in full. So this is 6 damage. Down to 4, but they need to send 2 at Karn, so likely down to 6. At me. Do you send any at Karn? The problem now is if they have a free spell, we just lose, right? I guess not. Eh. Because now they can just hardcast. Kind of need them to tap out, but they don't. So lethal's on board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn. Yeah, I think we lose here, unfortunately. Maybe the Trinisphere is too aggressive. Because now they just cast a counter spell, they win. Yeah? Because even if I dismember Tishana's, then I go down to 2. Lord Atlantis hits me down to 0. Yeah, maybe I should just fired off the frickin' All's Dust after all. Force them to have it. Karn resolves. Interesting. I mean, we can just Karn plus on Trinisphere as a blocker then. Watch them have another Tishana's, then I'm gonna die. Yep. Play the lab. Okay, we're not dead then. We'll hold Dismember. No attacks, obviously. 4. Otawara. Bridge is in yard. Otherwise, I'd go for bridge. Yeah. I mean, I think that's just it then. Because the Otawara, we can dismember Tishana's, but we then die. Unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, it felt like when they just committed to board, it felt like they had to have had something, right? Yep, attacking me. QQ. When I wished for 3 ball, did you have a free spell in hand? I'm curious if I played around the free spell or not. It just felt like when they committed to board, they tapped down that they had it, right? Mm-hmm. No? Damn. GG's. They didn't. So yeah, I guess I just could have sent it because then we could have paid because we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we then had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if we had just cast the dust, we would have been fine. I guess maybe, yeah. Probably just casting the dust may have just been the better option because by doing so, it forces them to have it. If they don't, then they sacrifice their board to try and counter it, but they can't do it enough. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I messed up there. I think it just should have cast All's Dust and not worried about a free spell. Unfortunate. But we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match 5. On the play for game 1. Yeah, we'll keep. Looking for a soul land. Opponent down to 6. Reveal Devourer trigger. They reveal Devourer. So Eldrazi versus Eldrazi. In that case, I'm kind of tempted to go Karn here. Though then again, a mine and power plant. We'll go mine. We'll play the temple and pass and triggers. What flavor of Eldrazi are we up against? It looks like Tron v Tron. Mine. Map. Draw. Mine. Hold K command. Power plant. End step. cast K command X2. And done. Or X1 rather. Fleshraker to the bottom. Fleshraker doesn't seem good enough right now. Karn is pretty good though. Mindstone. Karn. Crack map. Find tower. Yield to all. Question of the day now. I do wonder if maybe I should have just held K command. Hold K command. X equals what, 3? Would have had Ugin or Karn. Because the thought is now we could just go Karn for Flute. Because going Liquimelo Coating seems a bit dubious. Or Karn for Bridge. Karn for Bridge into Karn for Flute actually seems relevant. We can't play both in the same turn though, admittedly. I'll go Karn for Flute for now, because unlikely that Karn should die, so we're going to grab Flute. We're going to pass. And pass. Karn for Flute, so if they play Karn, we have Flute. There's Karn, yep. Karn. 4. Leveler. 3. Mindstone. So you don't have enough yet. Draw. Soul Guide. That's unfortunate. So we could Flute naming Karn. You could Flute name Karn. We could Flute name Leveler. And the question is whether or not they have a land, right? Mindstone's doing nothing. Other options, K command X3. And we have the Flute named Karn, I think, because otherwise they're going to have a Mindstone smack Karn in the face anyways. Karn minus. Yes. For bridge? Question mark? For bridge. I will, I think, hold. Because we Flute name Karn. They Leveler. I mean, I suppose we can also hold K command X1. I suppose naming Karn now might be correct, and we need to just see if they have another land. Alright. Karn the Great Creator. And pass. We have Bridge at the ready, so they Leveler hit Flute, and Karn is online. They do have the Leveler. So Flute or Karn down, and probably have to choose Flute. Yes. Flute down. Mindstone. Go to combat. So we can protect Karn. Ramp Scry Draw. I really need a whatchamacallit. A tower here. Fleshraker is I mean, Fleshraker does build a board at this point. Flesh Rake, but we don't have enough for Flesh Rake plus Bridge. Never mind. Bottom draw. Dismember. We can dismember the Mind Stone, but that's not worth. Go to blocks. Block the Mind Stone. Draw. Flesh Rake. I really needed a land there, to be honest. Cast Bridge. The thing is, Karn should have access to probably another battleship, unfortunately. Plus Karn on nothing. Yeah, Karn on nothing. We have Dismember. We'll hold, but like I said, Karn's gonna likely -4 battleship. I think what I should have done early on, I should have went for K command instead. I guess one upside, if they do go for battleship, we can actually dismember the leveler and get it off board. So depending on what they choose with battleship, I mean, they have to choose bridge. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, interesting. You have a K command. Ugh. Or dismember. Yeah, that'll do it. And leveler hit me. Karn. Devourer. Sire. Sire's not great either. Alright. Yep. Hit me. Karn down. Yeah, like I said, I think in retrospect, maybe going K Command X3 rather than casting Karn may have been right. We draw. Power plant. I will cast Flesh Raker. The game's not over, but we're definitely not in a good position either. This mana neutral. Yield to all. Trigger, exile, dismember. I guess I should have actually exiled my bridge now think about it. Damn. Mind Stone. Triggers. What is happening here? Moto's having a moment. Okay, that's what's happening. Alright, we're back-ish. What the fresh hell was I doing? Right, resolving Flesh Raker triggers. And we'll pass. Actually, does this matter since we have Dismember? I don't think it does. I think we just die. Even if Dismember we go down to 8 is the problem. If they just go Ballista here, I think we lose. Oh, Battleship would... Battleship trigger target what? A land? In response... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're not dead yet then. But I'm not sure it's going to matter is the problem. Take 7 down to 1. And then what? 7, another Sire, no, probably Devourer. He's a Devourer. I mean, yeah, that's lethal on board. You draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we'll concede. Okay. Eldrazi Tron, lost for game 1. We'll bring in the gemstone, or cut the gemstone rather, and bring in Flute Brain Leveler Ballista. So, Flute Brain Leveler Ballista. We can cut Chalice, Dust, Lantern, and I think that's it. Alright, run it back. On the play for game 2. Yes, I'll keep this hand. 'Tis a natural Tron. Devourer. Grab Karn. And mine. And pass. And pass. Alright, 2k commands and a Karn seems good. There's a map. Tis a power plant. And we pass. There's a power plant. And another K command. We cast Karn. Minus Karn? I think opponent accidentally passed through the resolution. So we'll take the win. Let's go to sideboard. Cut the gemstone. Or bring the gemstone in, cut the swamp, and run it back. Yes, we'll keep. And pass. And draw. It's a needle. Play map. Pass. And pass. Mindstone. We'll draw. Question do they have Karn? Devour's a bit late. And draw. Alright. In response, grab tower. I will pass. Do you grab Stonebrain? If you have Stonebrain, you can Stonebrain out my tower. Damn. Yeah, that's annoying, admittedly. So next turn we'll play Needle named Karn. Would love to see a Soul Land off top. We're not out yet, but we're not in a good spot either, admittedly. Wait, why? You could have Stonebrained my tower and kept me off a Tron friend. What are you doing? Alright. That is an interesting choice. Let me draw. Tower. Cast Flashraker. Cast Tezzeret. Triggers. Triggers. Needle. Name Karn the Great Creator. Trigger Tezzeret, always yield. Grabbing anything else I don't think really matters here, so I think just keeping Tezzeret and potentially ulting is the way to go. So I will pass at this point. Actually, do we have Ballista? I do have access to Ballista. I'm actually going to do that. Tezzeret minus for Ballista. And done. Triggers. And triggers. Alright, we'll pass. Let's see if they have any threats in hand. And we'll pass. Nine. K command X equals 8. Yes. Yeah, I would like another K command of my own. And the good news is, unless they brought in Leveler, they can't get rid of this needle. Yeah, K command or Leveler would be my best options here. I mean, they have to have found something. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Two top 6, bottom draw. What did you find? Leveler's the worst case scenario by and large. Ugin's not much better, to be honest. Devour's fine. We have our own. Draw. Play the mine. Devourer triggers. Tezzeret 0 on Ballista. We'll continue to grow it. And at that point, we'll pass. No attacks. And pass. And there's their Flesh Raker. 7 for... Osiris 7 death is a problem. 8. K command or a leveler? K commands. We're going to take 7 down to 13 then. And if they chain K commands now, we're in trouble. Yeah. One top, 5 bottom. Draw. TKS will see nothing of value. Down to 11 though. Map down to 10. They can crack map too thin. And draw. K command. Ugin actually is fantastic here. Ballista. Ugin. Triggers. Done. Always yield. Back up to 13. Draw card. Devourer. Cast Devourer. If we can keep Ugin on board, it's a 2-turn clock. Triggers. We have the blockers for it. Alright, we'll pass. No attacks. I guess we actually could have attacked, theoretically, but I don't know it's necessary. Draw a card of Mind Stone. Another Flesh Raker. Another Flesh Raker is frightening, admittedly. That can very easily kill me. Mind Stone. Down to 9. Crack Mind Stone, draw a card. A Cake Man kills me at this point. They have 2 left in deck. Land. Crack map, thin the deck. We just need a turn. We draw. Flesh Raker of our own. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with the Mind Stone, though. Flesh Raker triggers. Up to 10. Cast Mind Stone. We can't redraw, which is the only downside here. I could theoretically minus Tezzeret for something and put him down to 4. But that really doesn't matter here because they have blockers for days. Alright. Play the temple. Pass. If we make it to our draw step, we win. Tower. We draw. Tezzeret minus. Opponent will scoop it up. We got the win. All right. Solid win there. 4-1 at the end of 5. And I think if I just played a bit smarter, definitely could have been the 5-0. Our one major misplay, I'd say, during this league was just not firing off the All Is Dust because, again, worst case scenario, they have the Force, they pitch a card, All Is Dust gets countered, right? Medium case scenario, they have a Flare, they sack a card, All Is Dust gets countered. Best case scenario, of course, was the fact that All Is Dust just resolves, and we win. So if we had just fired off the All Is Dust rather than trying to play around of Trinisphere, which in retrospect just was not a good line, I think we definitely could have gotten there. Unfortunate, but still, 4-1 at the end of 5 is still very, very good, so I cannot complain too much. With that being said, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, thank you all for joining me here today. If you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me, and with my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you watch these videos live over on Twitch, you can find me there Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays through Sundays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. or you can head over to my Patreon where you can watch these videos early and ad-free. That being said though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!